Welcome back to a new edition of Berrien Birders. I'm Matt,
And I'm Josh.
and we're looking at a little blue heron here. And the little blue heron is looking at a red-shouldered hawk that's going overhead that you'll see in a bit. Josh, talk to us about finding your second review bird in the last week.
Yes. No, this was awesome. So this was actually a bird that I was kind of targeting. There's a location near the St. Joe River in southwest Michigan. It's just kind of this isolated little beaver pond that doesn't really get a whole lot of traffic, and it's between two paths, and it just always seemed like a great spot to find heron. And I think it was the third time this guy popped up. So obviously, with something like this, it's a little blue heron with no blue on it, right? So we've got some other species to eliminate.
There's a few things here. I mean, white herons typically are great egrets around here, but great egret has black legs and has a very different bill. Snowy egret is possible, but that would have a solidly black bill. But here, this bird kind of has this kind of bluish, kind of light blue lores and kind of a pinky bill, and just kind of these dull yellow-green legs along with the shape. That this is what you're looking for in little blue heron. A lot of herons will have kind of different color morphs, but I don't know of very many that start out white and then turn dark the way the little blue heron does.
Yeah, and this was a bird that actually I'd seen a couple years ago and didn't realize I had it when I had it. It was flying by on the lakeshore. And here it is eating a frog. So not only, man, I was super lucky this day. Obviously, I found the bird. I was putting the word out, and as I was kind of watching, and you kind of saw some of the photos go through the sequence, but flew over with a pretty large frog and was able to get it down. So he's feeding comfortably, and he's been there, I think, 3 days now at the same location.
Yeah, that was a quality prey item for this guy that you'd think that, I mean, some of the hawks would be happy to catch that. The red-shouldered hawk that was hanging around would be happy to have that frog. So this guy could just stand there and preen and look pretty for those of us who came in the afternoon and got to look at it from much farther away. Josh mentioned one other point that's kind of hard to see here, but you can see as the bird stretches its wings, you may be able to just barely see kind of some blue-black tips to the wings, which is another thing that tells you that this is a little blue heron that's going to be on its way to being a blue bird rather than this white bird. That here it is frozen, and this looks kind of like just kind of shadow photo artifact, but this is actually real. This kind of bluish, kind of grayish kind of pigment here at the very tips of the primaries, that's another feature that little blue heron has that's kind of hard to see in real life. That looking at this bird through the scope at the folded wing on the underside, you can kind of see it. But here, frozen on the camera, and this was kind of what clued you guys in that you'd had one a couple of years ago.
Yeah. And this is this diagnostic, Matt? Do you know? Is there? I mean, if my understanding is if it shows these black tips, there's nothing really else that that does, correct?
Yeah, I mean, assuming that a cattle egret or something hasn't dipped its wings in who knows what kind of sludge. And cattle egret there's a picture in Sibley of some weird cattle egrets that will have kind of some navy plumage in weird spots. I've never seen one in life. I saw a cattle egret once in Florida that had clearly been dyed bright blue. It must have gone in like someone's reflecting pool and had come out turquoise. But it's quite a fun bird, and not one we necessarily expected to see, but one we've been looking for and one that we found.
Absolutely.
And by we, I mean Josh, but hey, I'm just along for the ride. If you want to be part of this ride, like, comment, subscribe.
See you next time.